Good. So, oh 05, I think we can start. Great. So, I'll start sharing the screen and let's kick it off. So, Toma, what do you think? What do we want to do today? Which workflow? Are we going to scrape something interesting from Sales Navigator and then work on some icebreakers and on some classification? What do you think?
I think we will try to build the perfect icebreaker and
Okay.
basically answer to one of those questions that is currently in QA, and we can start basically with the robot, for example, from the sales navigator, and after that we can also show the robot from the post, because in post
Hmm.
I think there is more options to build the better
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
icebreaker.
I agree. Let's really keep it like this. I believe the really good icebreaker is if you mention something which they posted about or some situation which happened recently. So maybe let's start with Sales Navigator, and then we can also try one more thing by scraping leads from LinkedIn posts. So I'll start from scratch. For those of you who haven't seen our playbook yet, so we are adding more and more templates how to run some workflows. Just to mention some, we have the LinkedIn monitoring post workflow, where you can just set up a filter on LinkedIn, and the workflow can every day monitor, for example, all the posts that are mentioning your competitor or mentioning some specific keyword or technology. So this robot will visit these posts, monitor them, and through GPT classify if these posts are actually relevant or not, and then it will scrape all the people who engaged with those posts, so liking, commenting, and also the authors. And there is one more GPT step where you can actually classify the relevancy of these people. So only the ones which are relevant, only the ones which are meeting your criteria, actually will go into the workflow. So prior to this, we had to hire a lot of students that've been checking this manually. Now we can do this with GPT. So this is just one of the workflows. So look at it. Happy to elaborate on some of them. All right, let's start from scratch and let's call it webinar sales nav uh, demo, like this. All right. Uh, as you can see in the platform, you can always upload data that you already have, and then just enrich and or verify emails. But today we will focus on actually generating leads from Sales Navigator. One thing which I would like to mention here is that scraping with us is very safe. The reason is that we are not using your LinkedIn account to actually visit those profiles one by one and scrape them, because after, depends on the strength of your profile, but after a few hundreds of visits, LinkedIn would tell you, no, 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 you are using too much automations. We have own unique infrastructure where we use your account only to load the Sales Navigator link, which is what I'm going to do right now. But then we don't really touch your profile to we don't touch your account to scrape LinkedIn. The advantage of this is that if you would be using some scraping tools on the market, then you can really do few hundreds, and then you can get blocked. With us, I tried to push it really hard one day, and I was able to scrape tens of thousands, and only then actually I was not blocked, but Sales Navigator told me that I had too many requests and I should come 1 hour later. So this is a big difference. Okay, let's scrape some leads. Uh, so let's focus on I especially like this um, these signals which is LinkedIn introducing lately, and one of my favorite is the ones who change jobs. It might be nice icebreaker to reach out. So imagine reaching out to somebody who just joined a sales team, for example, and I think Enes is also is offering some Legion product, if I'm not mistaken, in a spreadsheet. So this might be an interesting icebreaker for you, because when somebody joins a job as a salesperson, they always might find some more leads handy. So let's do this. Let's focus on salespeople. So function sales. Let's focus on geography. Well, USA, United States, and let's do a seniority. Let's do yeah, senior people, VPs of sales. So basically anybody who is not really the entry level. So owners, partners, vice presidents, directors, experience managers as well. I think that's fine. That's fine for now. All right, still 4 million people. That's a lot. So if we click on the ones who changed jobs in the last 3 months, we are getting into 93,000. Okay. So here one trick. So this is different. This is different too. It's called surf. A little bit disturbing here. I might
Let,
actually turn it off. Let me turn it off quickly. Yeah, here. Yeah, remove Chrome. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let me refresh the page. Okay. All right. Here we are. So what we're going to do is that we want to focus on these people on sales positions who recently changed jobs. If you look at all of them, these people are 3 months in a row, 3 months, 3 months, some of them just 2 months, 1 month. So this might be a nice signal. So all we need to do is to take this link and copy that into robot. There's one thing I want to mention. Many of you already noticed that Sales Navigator is always limiting the search into 100 lists, each 25 contacts. To go around this, because you can see there is 93,000 of people, to go around this is that you can split this into multiple filters. So what I usually do is that I make one filter and then I split this by countries or by head counts or by tenure in the jobs. There's one thing I can recommend. Our friend Fabian made this spreadsheet. Fabian, that is. So he made this spreadsheet which was trending on Y Combinator, and there is a free version. So I sent it to the chat. So look at it. This spreadsheet actually helps you to split. This spreadsheet helps you to split the long filter, like this one, into multiple filters by countries, by cities, or by how long the people actually are in the company. So this helps. This does you a lot of work. So you can look at this. Okay, okay. So let's continue. Now the sales navigator is going to scrape actually the first 2,500 people that we choose. Um, Here we have the option to further classify if the people actually are relevant or not. If you keep it blank, empty, then it would scrape everybody, everybody from the list. But for everyone who was working already with Sales Navigator, you know that maybe 1 out of 3 people are actually not relevant. So, and somebody needs to clean it, right? So, luckily, we have GPT-4, which is smart enough to clean the data for you. So, if you want to make sure that only relevant people from the list make it actually into the data table, then just describe what is the relevant person. So in this case, I'm only looking for people who really work in sales. So let's say relevant people are working in sales or business development. All right. Then also there's one more thing. You can. We have a question. Is it accurate when scraping decision makers in e-commerce? Uh,
I I will jump in. Basically, the coverage of the e-commerce on the LinkedIn is not good. You will find there the all bigger e-commerce players, but when you are looking for small players that have, for example, 2 employees or something just like that, uh, LinkedIn is not the right place for your type of the lead generation. But when you are focused on the bigger players, the LinkedIn is good place to basically scrape the decision makers. And on LinkedIn, you don't have the exact filter for the e-commerce, and for filter out only the e-commerce organization is I highly recommend to utilize basically here the second column where you can define the company. And in a company definition, you can basically write that you are looking only for the e-commerce and, for example, the e-shops and etc. And we are able to check that automatically. But most of the e-commerce players are on the LinkedIn classify as a retail, and this classification is not correct. So you just need to play around also with these robot settings.
Yeah, so I would just scrape everybody. In your case, I would scrape everybody from retail. This is the classification from LinkedIn, and then I would, in the next step, I would ask GPT to look at the website, look at the LinkedIn profile, and decide if they are actually in e-commerce or not. All right. So let's really maybe let we can try that. I would just scrape everybody. Not really going to classify them now. I will do it in the next step. Here, just to speed it up, let's do, yeah, something around 100 leads, and let's start the robot. So the robot usually starts within a couple of seconds. If you're running multiple robots, then one robot is always waiting for another robot again to make sure that uh, we are not doing any activity on your LinkedIn account that could trigger LinkedIn that you are using any automation, which could happen also with when you're using multiple tools that they all start at the same time, and yeah, so then LinkedIn realized that you don't have that many hands uh, to control your account um, with more than one activity. Okay, if you click on the robot, you always have like advanced, I would call it advanced view. And the biggest difference there is that we can see always what's happening. So right now we can see that LinkedIn is loading the data from Sales Navigator. And we have here 2 fields. And as you can see, one field is empty because at the beginning we choose that we want to scrape everybody. So if you keep the window or this field blank, then then every company basically passed the classification. And for the person classification, we have a predefined GPT prompt that is looking at the job title and is also looking at the LinkedIn profile. So the description that the person wrote about themselves. And based on this information, it's classifying whether it's relevant or not relevant. And our criteria for classification were that relevant people are working in sales or business development. So again, because we have a bit of time, so it's loaded. 72 profiles already scraped. So we still have a few seconds, maybe a minute before it gets scraped. So just to explain what is the About Me section, it is that LinkedIn is actually looking at the profile of those people. Or maybe let's do it like this. So the robot actually looks at not only at the name and the job title here, but it also goes to the LinkedIn profile, like this. Or maybe let's open the profile like this one. And the robot looks at what is written here and also looks at this information. So as we can see, many people have a lot of information in their About section. So this helps you to classify or choose the relevancy of the person in a much better detail than just taking everybody from the list from Sales Navigator. So I just found this quite important to mention this. Okay, so profiles are loading. Uh, if you also, again, if you look at the filter, usually, you know, you don't have much information here. So you don't have the website, you don't have a lot of informations. So that's why the robot is also enriching the details. Now it's done. And if you look into it, the robot returns the data in a nice format where you have the full name, you have the LinkedIn profile, URL, like the nice LinkedIn profile, not the hashed one, company name, company website has been also enriched from the profile, company LinkedIn URL, position. So this is what we got. So we got from this robot, how many? Yeah, 95. So 95 people pass the classification that they are actually doing sales based on their position and based on the description on the profile. We have another question. So when robot is using the Sales Navigator prepared query link, robot can scrape max 2,500 contacts, right? Yes. So what you can do is, and what I'm doing very often is that I prepare, if I want to get, 20,000 leads, for example, so I know I need to split this into one filter, always max 2.5 thousand leads. So what I do is that I just create multiple robots. And for example, so one robot is um, Germany companies between, I don't know, under 50 employees. Then another link is the same one. I just change one criteria, which is different amount of people. So you can effectively get all the people from the list. It's just that LinkedIn doesn't show you all of them at once. You need to split them into multiple filters. Again, recommending this spreadsheet. I'll send it to the chat if I haven't. I did. Uh, it helps you to split the link. Maybe we can even try this out. So here. So it's very simple. I'll show you. So let's say I have this filter, which is 93,000 people. It's the freemium. If you get the paid feature, it does much more. So I will just need to make a copy. So make a copy like this. And I just replace this link with my link. And what I get is that it split it all the salespeople into multiple links based on the regions. So this is one way how to do it. Another way how to do it is that it splits the link like this. So people who are less than 1 year in the company, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 to 10 years. So it split the link into 5 different filters. So, and if you pay the premium, then it can do even more. So basically, this is the link I had, but now it's split into 5 different links, where it's basically split based on how many years the people work in the company. So was this? Let me look in the Q&A. So was this, Pavel? Is this understandable now? Yeah, hopefully it's
Great. Thank you for
perfect.
feedback.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right, let's continue. So we got the leads. Really, sometimes you can just do a lot of them, but very important. It's the age of spray and pray is not the right way anymore. And also, one of the reasons why people are not getting replies is that it just became so easy to scrape leads on your entire market and then just shoot emails. So this doesn't work anymore. What you need to do is to make sure it's actually relevant. Look at the website, look at the LinkedIn, try to classify if there is some relevancy or not, and we will go into this. Probably one of the very first features that you will like to explore is to find emails. So we implemented 5 different data providers to work for the work emails, and we are very strict here. And still, this is one of the most, let's say, most complex tasks. So we're still testing different providers, so you don't need to, and we are rather strict because we want to make sure that those emails don't bounce. If your emails are bouncing a lot um, on verified email addresses, then the problem is somewhere else, and the problem is in the reputation of your emails. And yeah, just drop us a message. We can tell you what to do about this, how to um, build a new domain, set up new inboxes, and how to increase the reputation. So let's find emails. I'm clicking on magic columns, and this is the only magic column from the list where we are charging credits. It's because we are paying 5 different providers. So here, this is the place where you spend the credits if you click on it. So let's click, and now the data enrichment is initiated. It will run through one provider, then we try to verify with 0 bounds. If we find verified emails, then yeah, so you see you get first results, and then we run through the second provider and verify, and then the third provider. So we're getting more and more results. So basically we cover like 5 tools, 6, if I also take into account the verification in once. And yeah, we basically all pay with the credits. Okay. Now, when if you want to drop a name in the email, which people often do, then probably mentioning like, yeah, I see you are now working at company whatever INC trademark. So this is something that we don't want to have there, or something like, oh look, we have somebody from ZoomInfo, LLC. So one of the first things that I would do is to go to Magic Columns and clean the company names. Just to explain, Magic Columns are scrapers of LinkedIn, scrapers of website, and GPT-4. So when cleaning the company name, we are actually using a predefined GPT prompt. And what it does is that in this case, we have a predefined prompt, basically a task for the AI to do something. And the task or the prompt here is look at the input and help me clean up the company name for cold email campaigns. And as an input, we give the company name which we scraped. This is very important because A lot of people have in the company name some additional informations, and if you just mention it in the email, they will know that it's all just automated, and you don't even pay attention to write the name right. So if you want to test this out, just click on submit, and the tool starts cleaning the company names. Sorry, I just get a little bit water.
In meantime, I will answer basically the question from the
Mhm.
Anas. Anna's asking us to show some intents, and the whole filter that we choose is some type of buying intent because those people move to new role and they are newly hired in a sales position. If I remember the whole filter right, so basically those people most likely are open to buying new solution, all the or the change the processes that company has and etc. So basically, the whole filter that we scrape on the beginning, it can be considered as a buying intent.
Well, I would maybe call it signal, not really buying intent. It's a signal that something
Signal
changed.
is a better word.
Uh,
Yeah.
Buying intent would be better for the other workflow when scraping post, but maybe let me do the following. Let's scrape what the people posted in the last 3 months, and let's try to look for some signal or some buying intent in what they are posting about. So I'm now choosing the magic column called LinkedIn latest post. One click, and then what happens is that our tool will scrape uh, the latest LinkedIn post in the last 3 months. And the way how it works is that we always try to scrape last three posts in the last 3 months. And if they didn't post, then we take the last three posts in the last 3 months posted by their company. So we have always at least something. If you look at this, you can see what they've been uh, posting about. So one way how to write a nice icebreaker is to look for something which in their post which is relevant. So we yeah let's write a AI custom column now, and let's call it. So what could we do? Should we start first with some icebreaker, or should we try to look for? Maybe let's do the following. Let's imagine that the signal is that they are mentioning expansion, or they are mentioning a new product or something like this. So let's call it signal in posts here. So now I'm prompting the AI to look at the input and look for a for some information about any of these signals. And let's say uh, signals, business expansion, uh, starting new job, expanding team. What else? I'm just making it up. Launching new product or service. Mm, maybe even let's a signal would be traveling for events. Maybe events. Yeah, maybe something like this. And now, so this is like live. This is a freestyle a little bit. So let's see. I'm very curious what we get. Uh, Maybe do we have a new product or feature? Yeah, new product or service, new product feature, something like this. And we ask AI output uh, just uh, in the output. Uh, so output just the type of the signal plus in one line describe. Uh, was really making this up. So output just the type of the signal plus this describe in one line what is the signal about. So maybe like
But
for example, uh, I'm happy to announce our new product XYZ. Uh, so, for example, and the answer or output would be uh, how we call it, new product? No, launching new product. Launching new product. Yeah, but happy to announce our new product. Let's call it AI platform for SMEs that helps you automate the daily work. So this would be the example of input and output, launching new product, uh, platform, AI platform for SMEs, AI platform for SMEs, something like this. Here, yeah, Tomer?
also will be good to cover some case when any of those signals won't be
Mhm.
mentioned, because at this moment we just giving
You're right. You're right.
some options, and every time when you do not define also
Yep.
some of these options, the GPT start hallucinating, and basically irrelevant signals try to
Hmm.
parse to one of those categories. So that's a really important note.
Very good point. Very good point. All right. So let's repeat. We will be looking at the latest post, and we'll be looking for some signals that they are expanding their business or starting new job or expanding team. And as output, I want to have the name of the signal and just small summary of what is the signal about. So really, let's see what we get. We'll be actually quite surprised. So I love this surname, by the way. Jeff Vodka. Okay, expanding team, new in-house marketing team offering revenue share program. This person, new product feature. Hmm. No signal, no signal. Starting new job. Doesn't look that bad. So let's launch it for the rest of the leads.
And signals can be really different
Hmm.
per each group. For example, I had a campaign where my main focus was event managers, and
Hmm.
basically the campaign was for the event management software. So basically, I just prepared the list. Around with 1,000 event managers
Hmm.
from huge companies, and every week I just relaunching the latest posts and checking if they mentioning some the event. And the outreach was, I just seen that you posted recently about event that they had, and that happened. And after that I just continue with an email, how you utilize data from XYZ event, and etc. So that can be interesting use case. And Vlasti will be really good to also
Hmm.
show the conditions,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, we will. So let me now finish. So what I want to do now is that I want to write one line personalization where I mention the signal, and also I want to try if the AI outputs nothing if there is no signal. So let's try this out. Look at the input and finish a sentence starting with this prefix. Uh, I saw your post about, and now mention uh, now mention what signal in the post. Is in the input. Uh, Output can be just maybe max, let's say 16 words, and need to start with I saw your post if there is a signal in the input, or output nothing if there is no signal mentioned in the input. Let's do it. This is already very difficult and advanced one. So let's do some examples. Example, uh, uh, um, business or business expansion company XYZ. Oh, company XYZ is expanding their business in Germany. In Germany. So example, let's say example input, jedna, one business expansion, example output one. Uh, I saw your post about I saw your post that your company XYZ is expanding their business in Germany. An example input two, maybe let's call it with signal, no signal in the input. So example would be no signal, and example output is nothing. So let's see how this works. All right, here is the input, and as input, let's do the signal in post, and now we need to pray to see what we get. Yeah, I saw your post about your new in-house marketing team offering a revenue share program. So this is good. This is good. These two are not good. So let me try to rewrite this. Make sure that you do not output any word if in case well, if there is no signal in the input mentioned. So let's try again. Not sure if this will work out. Oh yeah, works. Okay, so as you can see, if we found some signal, we got personalization. If there was no signal, we got nothing. I click on submit. And we will get this in a while. So nothing, some signals, nothing. All right. Tom, also one more thing. Tom wanted to show you the conditions. So I'll do it like this. It's very helpful. Conditions allow you to send emails only to somebody who actually who is meeting some conditions. So in this case, we will be sending emails only to people who have some signal where we found some signals. So I hope I do this. Signal found. Yes, no. And let's do look at the input and answer yes if there is a signal mentioned. or answer no if there is no signal. Here is the output, input, and as input we will do the signal impose. We could actually do even the second one, but yeah, let's see what we get. Signal found. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, 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 no.
That's
No,
not
it did
correct prompt.
not correct. All right. So look at the input and answer yes if uh, if the input is mentioning a signal. Not we are not mentioning the signal. We are actually mentioning one of the. Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
the easier
Yeah. We are.
will be basically the easier will be use basically the icebreaker that you created,
You're right. Yeah.
and basically the everything that contained meaningful text
Yeah.
marked as a yes and
Okay.
rest as a no.
You're right. You're right. So look at the input and answer yes if the input contains a meaning text, or answer no if there is no text. And as input, let's put the icebreaker. All right. Let's try this out. Yes, 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 yes.
Uh,
Oh, not sure if we had yes everything. And also no if there is not. If there is nothing in the input, and maybe we need to mention the input. Let's see what we get. Okay,
yes,
yes, yes,
it
no,
is
no.
working.
Okay, great.
And yes, Anas, we can share the prompts that we utilize there,
Mm-hmm,
basically on the event page on the LinkedIn after this call.
mm-hmm. So as you can see now, we can send emails only the ones where we have the icebreaker, and we can skip the ones where we don't have uh, any good, well, where we have nothing. All right. Uh, Well, time is actually running really fast, and I want to go into the email outreach. But just to let you know, we scraped LinkedIn post, and then we personalized, and we've been looking for a signal based on the signal. But you can also scrape the company information, so we can do this from LinkedIn, just one click. Or you can scrape the information about the person from LinkedIn, again, one click. So it's really fast. So it would, if you would be using your account to scrape hundreds of profiles with all the information, that would be technically impossible in such a short time. And also you can scrape and summarize the company website. So it's this one, company website summary. This one is particularly interesting because what our robot does is that it visits the website. It takes all the text from the landing page and minus one sub pages, right? And then based on this prompt, it summarizes.
At this moment, only on landing page, but we will introducing basically all the sub pages on the website that will be scraped for to cover all the use cases, because some
Yep.
of the people utilize that to extract phone numbers from the
Mhm.
website. Some of them are just finding the name of the references of those companies,
Yeah.
and really interesting use cases is there.
Yeah. Yeah. So really imagine that the robot just goes to the home page, landing page, and makes Control A or Command A for the Mac users, takes all the text, and then uses this prompt to summarize it. So we have a predefined one where we basically just want to summarize what the company is about, but also, as Tom mentioned, you can just write down, look at the input and output phone number if there is any phone number, if there is any phone number in the text. So this is also a way how to get phone numbers from websites. So I'll click on submit, and robot starts working. website content. Not every website is enriched, and not every website can be scraped, but in like 90, 95, 99% of use cases, we scrape everything. And why is this useful? Uh, so we mentioned that, for example, you want to check if they are in e-commerce or not. So we are not reaching out to people who are totally outside of your industry. This is a small sample, so I don't know if there are actually some people in e-commerce, but you could easily make your own, prompt and just ask if the person is any from your industry. So maybe let's make a try, like. Uh, Relevant industry, and really let's quickly make some relevant industries and say, uh, look at the input and answer yes, relevant, if this person or this company is active in any of industries from the provided list, or answer not relevant, uh, if they are not active in any of the um, industries from the list. So now let's make some uh, list of industries, list of relevant industries, and we can do now really just let's make it up. Uh, Marketing, I don't know, automotive, IT, services, healthcare, yeah, very different industry, manufacturing. So let's imagine that you put here all the industries which are relevant for you, or if the company, is active in those industries. So you focus only on the ones, and the ones which are doing something else, you just let them. You just don't reach out to them, because yeah, why would you if it's not relevant? So what else we could do? I don't know, finance, maybe like this. So let's see. And here is the input. And as input, I will put there. I always put their company name, because the language model, AI model has all of information already in itself, because it has been trained on the whole internet. And just to make it precise, we give there the LinkedIn company description and also the website text summary. And we can even do the information from the LinkedIn about the person. So let's click on preview. We have, yes, relevant. Yeah, maybe one more thing. I will just make
Uh,
sure. Mhm.
and also, it will be maybe good to turn on again the conditions, because based on the conditions, you can push the relevant directly to the campaign, and the rest leave out.
Okay, make sure that the output is always yes, if relevant, or not if not relevant. I'll put it here. The same here. Answer yes if this company is active, and then okay. Answer not. Okay, and I'll turn on the condition. Let's look at the preview. We should get yes, no, yes, no. Okay, we click on submit, and now basically what is happening is that instead of you looking at the LinkedIn profile of the person, LinkedIn profile of the company, website of the company, uh, the robot does this for you. So really, this can help you to really be precise, very well targeted, look for some signal, then mention, why you're reaching out, and this This really helps you to be laser focused, and yeah, get back to get your replies back. So yeah, I think this was nice example. And now just quickly to mention, for maybe any of you don't know that you can also send emails and different LinkedIn messages, LinkedIn steps from the platform. So I'll just show you that if you now go into the sequence, you can, if you click on start from scratch, you can choose if you want to create an email step or a LinkedIn step. So I would like to start with email. Let's write a subject line, introduction, for example, or we can do something like so your post. People sometimes people reply on very simple subject line, so don't overcomplicate this. And now I would do like hello first name. Then I would mention that I saw the post. So let's use the which one was it? Icebreaker mentioning signal, right? So
Yes,
I would
that
do
was
with
it.
the icebreaker. Hi, first name, icebreaker mentioning the signal. Uh, that's the reason I'm reaching out because blah blah blah. Uh, Would you be interested in in jumping on a call? Let's make it like this. Best regards, Lasty. So we made first step. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine. It's because we don't. This is actually correct, because we don't have icebreaker for every row. So this is fine. Just the tools making sure that it just notifies you that maybe some rows are missing. So condition, I want to send it there if the signal is found and only if it's a relevant industry. So as you can see, now we have 41 people out of the whole pool where the signal was found and the industry was relevant. We have first step. I can do a quick follow up in yeah, in a few days. So let's do hi, following up, blah blah. Okay, save. Let's wait 3 days, and then let's send a connection request after 2 days. Hello, first name, sent you an email a few days ago. Yeah, I don't. I hate people like this, but yeah, just you get the point. You get the point. All right. So now we build a sequence when we're starting with email, then another email in 3 days, and then in next 2 days we continue with connection, with LinkedIn message. What you can do now is that you can choose from which email or from how many emails you want to send this out. In this account, as you can see, I plugged in a lot of Google Workspaces. The reason is that when we do a large outreach, we want to go low volume, basically sending few emails per one account. So that's why I rather have a lot emails, and I send few emails per one per day, instead of sending thousands emails from one domain. So this would definitely end up in spam. With this approach, it always depends on the volume, but if you are doing it like this, we easily get around 70-80% open rate. And if you look at, for example, the campaigns I was doing here, we are getting 13 between 8 to 13% reply rate. And also if you look at the sentiment, which is nice. So if you look at the sentiment, yeah, so if you look at it, most of the sentiment is positive or like semi positive. Only few of them are yeah, very unhappy, uh, and it's because you classify, you make it really personalized. and you try to be as relevant as possible. So I believe this is the future of mailing, not spraying and praying, but doing the research that would otherwise take you a lot of time doing it manually. So yeah, let's send a test email. So sequence, settings. You can choose from how many emails you want to send this out, but I'll do it just with one. I'll stop sending email. No, I do it because it's already after 5, so the email would not get out. And test sequence. This is what I always recommend to do. Just send yourself email to see how it looks like. So I'm sending the preview, and let me open my email, which is full of totally flooded with other emails. Here we go. So let me put it here. So, and here we see, so we already received the email. Hello, Jeff. I saw your post about your new in-house marketing team offering a revenue share program. That's the reason I'm reaching out. Blah blah blah. We have the signature, and yeah, message. Message has been delivered. So this is what you always should do to see how it looks like. And yeah, with the infrastructure that we are using, uh, spam filters don't know or not able to find out that this has been sent as a mass email. It's because we are sending it directly through the API of your Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. And yeah, basically, it's exactly working as it would work if you would be sending it manually. So we are basically just automating what you do what you anyway do manually. All right, so maybe it's time to wrap up. Definitely time for some questions. So, guys, if you have any questions, please add them to the Q&A. And yeah, I think
Oh,
I can slowly wrap up. So today, what we covered was that we used a robot to scrape leads from Sales Navigator. So we already filtered from Sales Navigator that we want only people who really work in sales, but we didn't really look at any industry or signal or anything. So this is what we did in the next step. So the robot scraped the data from 105. The Sales Navigator tells you it's sales. The robot classified, I think it was 95. Yeah, 95 as really working in sales. Then we found emails, verified emails. We cleaned the company names, which I didn't mention in the message, but you could. Then we scraped the LinkedIn posts. We've been looking for the signals in those posts. If the signal was found, we made icebreaker. Also, we wanted to send out the message only if there really was an icebreaker. Then we scraped information about the company from the profile, from the website, and we chose only relevant industries for the outreach. Then we drafted a message where we mentioned the personalization that we made and send it from, in this case, I made a test email, but I can send it from multiple emails. You can keep sending this from for your whole sales team, and those emails just rotate. All right, so that's this workflow. Uh, I believe it helps you to get a lot of leads, which are relevant, well targeted, very well personalized. And let me see how many people we still have here. 9. We have actually more people than at the beginning. But good. So that's it. I think that's it for today. If you have any
uh,
questions, are there any questions, Tamay? Template.
Uh, yes, I just creating the template. So I will basically add some description there
Mm-hmm.
and show where people from webinar will able to find the template. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just saved the template,
Yeah.
and you can basically show.
I, c- I can copy the
Uh,
prompts here in
uh,
the chat.
no,
So
Vlastik,
you.
I just created the
Okay.
recipe from this whole project. So when
Okay. Okay. So
uh,
if I go to if I okay, this is really good. But maybe for the recipe, I should remove the leads, right? Because we would
uh,
copy this also with leads.
I
But
we will delete that. We will delete that basically
so,
during tomorrow morning. It will be deleted. But
okay,
for now, everyone that is interested into this template, when you
you
go
can go
to at
to
project,
at project, and now you can find here. Tell me what was the name of it?
it's called webinar. Okay, it's
Did
not there.
so let's just check if it's public.
Okay. It's
Just a
not
second.
public. My false. So I will switch that into the public.
So
And
you can find the template here. So everything what we did today is in the playbook. So you can just copy, paste, and play around. So to me know when it's
it should be public. You can
all right.
refresh
So
the
let me
page and
refresh. Oh, here we got webinar, webinar template. Here we go. So if you click on get started, then the project gets copied. So you have the classification criteria here. The only thing you need to do is to exchange the link. And if you go into the contacts, you have also all the columns already predefined. So yeah, you can look at it in your own account. Don't forget, if you have any questions, hit the button here and just drop us any question. We try to reply as soon as possible. Amazing. Yeah. Thanks a
uh,
lot. Thanks a lot.
uh, we have there one additional question. Can you
Uh-huh.
also use Gmail API or personal Gmail or needed Google Workspace? We also support the normal Gmail accounts, but here you just need to a little bit think about if normal Gmail account is good for to acquiring new customers. Basically, the credibility behind the domain starting gmail.com is not that good as for normal business domains, but yeah, you can work around with normal gmail.com domain.
Mhm.
So thank you guys, thank you guys for your time. I hope that you learned something new.
And yeah, thanks a lot. So we'll be running another webinars in the next week. Uh, so you are all welcomed. And for the ones who uh, for the ones who understand Czech or Slovak, tomorrow we'll be making another workshop, which basically running the same which we did last week, where we had 80 people sign up. We'll just do it in Czech language, and we will focus on how we can. We'll focus on how to like just do some tricks around the grammar, because it's a very complicated. But you speak French, so we should do something also in French. You speak French, but I will be there. Yeah. So English is easy, but when you speak with local languages, it might get difficult. So we actually it's not a bad idea, because we already had some requests for German, so we could do also one for French. So you are definitely welcome. All right.
Yeah,
So that's it for today. So thank you very much for joining, and yeah, have a nice rest of the day. Bye.
see you guys, bye.